Positive correlation in there.
But yes, I'll be honest with you, like, I had an idea I wanted to bring in, and then essentially after that, I'm probably tweaking it just to make sure I know, okay, who's going to play well. I obviously read the papers, who's in the team, who's maybe doubts for the weekend and stuff like that. So, but I definitely spent more than 20 minutes.
Are we talking 5 hours? Or?
No, we're not talking about 5 hours. I'll say about an hour.
6.
Collectively over the week, at least an hour.
Well, I actually feel a bit robbed.
Over the week?
over a week,
I feel a bit robbed. I mean, my last pick in the team, the person that could fit in budget was a defender, and I went actually for Montreal.
Oh, yeah, he went, didn't he?
Work came on Saturday morning, he's away to Real Sociedad.
So they swapped him in for your substitute.
But now
right?
I feel a bit cheated. He got transferred. I should get an extra free transfer this week.
That's fair enough.
That is unfair. You should write in. I've got the email address.
So going on.
Is that from your weekly?
I'm often trying to tell him, like, can you check this Ricky guy's account? And Pellegrini's got too many
He's
points.
always trying to hack me. So going back to captains, top 3 captains. Sterling. I went for Sterling. I think you went for Sterling as well, and a lot of people did. Millions of people did go for Sterling. Aguero was actually second, which Mr. McGinn went for, and Salah was third. And obviously Salah still fared better than Sterling, which was surprising because again Sterling was at home. Was all expecting him to go for it. So that kind of covers the captains.
And City playing against Norwich next week. Is that the?
Yes, they are. So that's one of the reasons why I held off on Pookie as well, because I felt like West Ham were going to play well against Norwich at home.
But Pookie scored against Liverpool, let's not forget that. But also, I mean, captains, if you'd have gone for Aguero, you'd be, well done. If you went for Vardy, even better, because they were the 2 to go for this week. That would have given you the maximum points.
Correct.
So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for part 2. Been lovely chatting. Speak soon. Hello, listeners. Welcome back to Left Back in the Changing Room.
Hey, part 2.
Part 2 indeed. We've got the whole team here. We are privileged to be joined by Captain Russ, our man from downtown LA. Say hello, Russ.
Hello.
Aye, sailor.
Hey, aye, sailor.
He's dialed in on the 606. Good old Captain Russ. He's got some good insights for us. So we've also got Sean with us, the Paul McGinn fanboy. John McGinn. I just keep getting it wrong.
Okay, listeners. I do want to throw over to Russ. Russ, thanks for joining. Absolute pleasure to have you on. So what happened with Tottenham, mate?
It's kind of like the usual story, inconsistency. Being like in a Premiership league, you can't go 2-0 up and then draw 2-2. It doesn't happen,
But you did.
Okay,
why?
We had 2-0. We should have been consistent enough. And
You went 2-0 up, and then obviously Captain Kane absolutely smashed that penalty. I've got to say that was a great penalty.
I thought Kane played well.
Yeah, that was like perfect penalty. You could not have, you couldn't have got any much better than that. Arsenal were, they were on fire after the first goal. I mean, that first goal was pretty amazing. In some respect, we were pretty lucky to keep it 2-2. I mean,
You were, to be honest. VAR came to the rescue.
We had some chances. We had, I think, our defence is a bit suspect at the moment. I'm not sure. Okay, Trippier's no longer there, and he's been replaced. But
Yeah, good old Trippier.
there was just some schoolboy errors back there that was.
I've got to say though, Captain, it was a really open match, and it could have gone either way. And Kane did have a fantastic shot near the end where he went with the right foot and he outside of the boot, and it swerved inwards and outwards, and it hit the post. Brilliant shot from Kane. It was a good game.
Obviously, everyone knows how amazing Kane is. Like he can put it in the back of the net. We've got basically a few clowns in there, that just not doing the job.
So I have to ask as well, Russ, obviously there's been a lot of speculation about Eriksen before the European transfer window closing. What's going on there as well? Obviously it sounds like he's staying now, but it does sound like very obviously that he did want out of Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, okay, maybe he shouldn't have publicly said that, I want to change. I mean, I totally agree with him. He's been with Spurs for a long time now, and why not? We haven't got any silverware. We haven't won anything. We're improving, we're getting better, but you might win some trophies, and we haven't.
Yeah, he should go to United. I would love him at United, and trophies, We might get a League Cup or an FA Cup. But I tell you what, Captain Russ, I'm going to say, final thoughts for me on that game. I thought Spurs looked like a unit in the first half. They looked brilliant. And I thought it was a problem for Arsenal that they've got a lot of new players, they're trying to bed them all in, but then in that second half it almost clicked for them, and you even saw Ganguzi getting the assist that, I did call him out last week, listeners, I did call him out. But anyway, we'll leave that game there.
Everyone wants to mount at the moment, don't they? And but obviously, getting a 2 points at the weekend, he has like potential, but we'll see. It's Chelsea, isn't it? So
who's got potential?
Mount.
Mount.
I'm saying that everyone wants to mount.
Yeah. No, I was going on about Mason Mount, and yeah, he didn't come up trumps in terms of points, but he did still look very good.
He had a couple of chances.
The keeper did well.
So, Captain Russ, we're going on to the international break this weekend. So, if you didn't know, there are no games next weekend. It is the international break.
Yep.
But just to say, no games this coming weekend. I mean, who are England playing? I don't know.
Playing Bulgaria.
I really don't.
England, got Euro qualifier. And we was actually talking about Mason Mount, one of our favourites on the show so far.
Is he in the team?
He was first England call up for Mason Mount. You know who didn't get in the team? Jamie Vardy, and he had an absolute blinder. So I'm like, how has he not got in? Callum Wilson got in ahead of him.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I mean, Wilson did score this weekend.
It's maybe just a case of
guys,
someone give him some experience.
Yeah.
And for my fellow John McGinn fanboys out there, just watch. He'll be playing against both Russia and Belgium this week.
Two
big games for Scotland.
That is very big games, actually.
Two big games and
huge games.
How is Scotland doing in their league?
Well, we're forever optimistic.
That means you're lost.
Forever blowing bubbles.
We have Paul Clark now as new manager. Let's see what he can do.
Paul who?
Steve Clark.
Oh, Steve
Clark.
Ex-Chelsea guy.
Steve Clark in now.
I've got everyone calling people on Paul. It's Paul McGinn, mate. It's
Paul Clark. We all dream of a team of Pauls.
So as Jimmy, as you were saying, it's going to be contentious. People are going to be holding off on their transfers probably until after the international break, just to make sure there's no injuries there and haven't
definitely
got someone like Martial in who got injured last week and then obviously came in. So let's go over to this week's upcoming games or next.
And when you mean this week, you mean September 14th.
September 14th, don't I?
So we kick it off, Ricky, with a bit of Liverpool-Newcastle. That's 12:30 in England, the 7:30 shift for us over here. We'll be down the pub. I mean, what is it for you, Russ? That's the 4:30 for you.
Yeah, Russ.
Liverpool versus Newcastle. What do we think, boys?
It's got to be the triple up on Liverpool, right? In terms of those fantasy Premier League managers out there, I'm sure a lot of people will be going for a triple up on Liverpool for that week.
I'm a bit worried about this game, actually. I do have Dubravka in my goalkeeper. That was one of those players I was trying to keeper.
Sometimes it can be in your benefit, because if he makes a lot of great saves, if you make 3 saves or more, you get bonus points.
Newcastle have been pretty solid defensively the last couple of weeks. He did not bad.
You're right.
3 points.
They're surprising a lot of people. I think Steve Bruce has got them very organised, right?
But it's dangerous against Liverpool. Anyone against Liverpool, that's when...
Yeah. If they score 3 or more, then you could be in trouble, if you've got Dubravka in goal. And I know he has become a popular choice, right, for the goalkeeper since they got that result against Tottenham. I'm sorry to bring that up again, Russ.
And just to watch, again, that's 2 big games that Andy Robertson will be playing in as well. I know he's in a lot of teams. He'll be busy this weekend. So by the time it comes early Saturday, whether he will be fully up to it, do you think he will produce the magic, or will he be a bit hungover, so to say?
A great point. But other than that, I mean, I still would fancy the triple up on Liverpool. Some people have, shied away from their defence because of Adrian coming into goal, Alisson being out injured.
I mean, to be honest, how long is Adrian? He's on borrowed time. When's Alisson back? Do we have an ETA on that?
We don't have an exact ETA. He's going to be closely monitored, but he could be out for at least another few weeks. I don't think he's going to be back after.
They did say it was 4 to 6 weeks originally, so he might be on his way back. So, I mean, for Liverpool though, Newcastle, I actually wouldn't bank on a triple here. I think Newcastle are going to be defensive.
Yep.
I remember when I was sort of banking on Spurs to beat Newcastle last week, and
even at Anfield, you think Klopp can be defensive at Anfield?
I think Newcastle will. I think Steve Bruce will set his team up to be as defensive as they can be. I think if anyone knows how to defend, it is Brucey. Liverpool will win the game. They'll win the game, but I don't think we're going to have a.
It's not going to be a 5-0.
No, I can't see it.
For me, the next game here is going to be the
changes the itinerary.
Brighton Burnley. Is that unfair?
Oh, Brighton Burnley.
Is that an opportunity to pick up points?
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm
just going to get one player before you guys go into this one. I'm going to say one player, Trossard for Brighton. I think he's absolutely superb. He's been a steal for Brighton. He's not that expensive, but he's their best player against West Ham, and in the last few games he's been the very bright spark. He's kind of attacking midfielder / striker. He's my pick for Brighton versus Burnley.
And listeners, I was guilty last week of saying I won't have one of their players in my team, and I won't have one of theirs in my team, and I've got to say, on reflection, that's a little bit of over exaggeration, because you got to look you got to look at who the teams are playing. And in this game, Brighton v Burnley, yes, I won't have a Brighton player in my team for the whole season, but Brighton v Burnley, there's unless it's 0-0, you've got to say there's going to be a winner, and I do think this could be a game of goals.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know, Glenn Murray, is he playing? I don't know. I mean, he was awful, as I said last year, for me when I got him in. But from a Burnley perspective, Ashley Barnes does really... He started the season very well. Brighton are on a dip at the moment. I'd look there. I think, there could be goals in this one. And it could be Barnes, maybe. I wouldn't completely not put players in here. I would say if there's any game this weekend that's going to end 0-0, it will be this game.
Man United.
Russ, why don't you introduce this next game? We've got Man United-Leicester. What do you think about Man United-Leicester, mate?
Well, Vardy's on fire at the moment. Man United,
on fire.
Man United are full of surprises, aren't they? You think everyone thinks they're gonna get a result, and it hasn't happened. I mean, I watched. To be honest, I didn't watch the whole of the United game. At the start of it, they were on fire.
How dare you?
They were like, they looked like they were out to get destroy the other team, but then it kind of just petered out.
But I don't know. Vardy will obviously have a point to prove. Not going away with the England squad this week. He'll be feeling a bit left out. He'll be contemplating that. He'll want to come on and show himself on the big stage there at Old Trafford.
The big thing for me here, right, and we said it last week, players that go back to their old team, and you got Harry Maguire there, and I bet I think he's going to have a brilliant game.
He's going to score a header from a corner.
I think he's going to keep Vardy quiet, and United are going to win it 2-0, two from him as well. I reckon get 2 headers.
So
might even get an overhead.
Am I going to take James off the bench? I think he will this week.
I think United will beat Leicester. I do think we will.
It's going to be a massive test, because flip that on the other side. Let's say Leicester go and beat Man United at Old Trafford. Then is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up for a firing?
Not at all. No? He's loved, mate. He's loved. That won't happen. It's way too early to call that.
Sheffield United, Southampton.
Sheffield United, Southampton.
Yeah, we move on after that comment, Ricky Pellegrini. We can't have that with Ollie. To Sheffield United, Southampton.
This is my week. Danny Ings.
Johnny.
This is his week. Johnny Ings. As we speak right here, I just made sure he was on the pitch for this week.
Captain him.
I'll keep him in my team.
I have to admit, Sheffield United defended appallingly against Chelsea. Both of the goals that Chelsea scored, yes, Abraham, but they were both defensive mistakes, and it wasn't good. And maybe Ings has got a shout there. I mean, this isn't. It's a hard one to predict. Rick, you were talking earlier about Robinson for Sheffield United. Could be another one for him.
And again, sometimes it takes a few weeks, the same as Tielemans, right?
And now he's in there. He's in the form.
He'd not scored anything. Same as Richarlison, not scored anything until game week 4. But Robinson, I have to say, all right, it might be a one-off, but not only is he looking good, he's a midfielder playing in a forward position, so he's going to be involved with goals. So
there's a lot to be said for performance. When someone gets in that rich vein of form and they've scored
against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, Frank Lampard or no Frank Lampard, no transfer ban or a transfer ban, it doesn't matter. You still have come close to beating Chelsea.
Confidence starts getting through the veins. We've already said he's 5.3 million. He's gone down from the 5.5. Robinson could be a good shout if you want a one-off burst person to bring in your team.
Yeah.
Don't put him there all season.
As well, Sheffield United, I think, a very intimidating place to go and play. They're a bit like the old Upton Park or like an Anfield or an Everton, just very
tough place
on
to go.
top of, all the fans are properly on top of you, very aggressive, and I think Sheffield United will get a win there.
Southampton had a couple of good weeks though. I mean, so Ings could beat it.
But they did look tired at the end of the United game. Obviously,
Well,
they
they
were
had
playing
10 men.
United. They had 10 men. I watched the last 20 minutes there, and I saw.
I've got to say,
they were breaking forward, and Armstrong
Yeah.
gave the ball away. They looked like they had nothing left, so they'll enjoy this break, and hopefully.
on to the big one.
Russ, got to start with you.
Tottenham Hotspur
The Spurs,
Crystal Palace.
Russ, what do you think?
I think we need to win. I think we need to win
At home as well, right?
Obviously on the cards we should win, but looking at the performance that we've from the last few weeks, it's anything can happen. And